What would make Paris 2024 a successful Olympics in your eyes for you?
Um, so in a way, I think being an Arab background, I think especially in our sport, people underestimate us in a big way. And my goal is that people would see me there and truly believe we belong there, the whole team.
So your sport is unique in the sense that it involves a horse and you, so it doesn't just depend on you. In any other sport or many other sports, they can say they can blame themselves all the time, or it's just they have more control over things.
Yeah,
Whereas with you,
if you're
there's a horse involved. Can you try and explain to me that aspect of the sport and
so if you're
how
a logical
psychological is it? You
if
know
you're a
how
logical person, you'll probably stop riding. You know, sometimes people even say whatever you do doesn't make sense. The risk is huge, as you can imagine. I won't say it's a dangerous sport, like for people, but accidents do happen, and then you're living with an animal that's 10 times your weight. In so many cases, the horses we ride are nearly 600 kg, and it's tough to teach them to understand you without talking. So it's all about spending time in the saddle, working them every day, try new things, new environment, and somehow normalize everything you do, and get the habit of understanding your horse on a daily basis. And you go to a competition, you don't know what the course is going to be. The course designer is trying to do, I won't say traps, but challenge you and challenge your rideability and etc. We honestly failed a couple of times in a way that told us, we need to take things even more seriously. You think that's the best you can do until you're in a situation where someone gets to beat you and gets to enjoy the achievement of qualifying for the Olympics. They know the responsibility of when it comes to normal shows, you would know equestrian people watch the World Equestrian Games, the international shows. When it comes to the Olympics, the whole world is watching, and they would probably forget your name within a minute, but they remember your country because you're carrying the flag. So the whole idea is to represent our country in the best way possible, for sure.
how important was that for you to give your career a push and just talk to me about that side of the sport, like how difficult it is to sustain a career given how expensive it is. You're
Yeah,
flying horses all around the world. It's a big deal. I don't think you
100%.
can compare it to any other Olympic sport.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's definitely one of the most expensive sports on the planet. I think obviously Formula One would be, a sport up there with how much they pay. But for us to have a sponsor like a Shara and division of Sheikha Fatima, she really tries to elevate the sport not only in the UAE but around the world globally. She has a brand that's globally known at the moment, and for her to give the time, to give the chance to locals to achieve their dreams and have her dream part of our dream is so special. And for her to use her own money to support us, to raise the flag, it's something that is very special for us and gives us huge responsibility to represent her in the best way possible. And she always had the Olympic dream in her mind. She never put pressure on us, but we knew deep inside it's something she wants for our country. Sometimes it's about simplicity, sometimes about staying in the zone and in order to achieve great things. I personally truly believe that having people that are people who love you unconditionally. And when I was actually in the Asian Games, I insisted that my wife and my father would be with me. My father is an athlete, has nothing to do with horses, but he's an athlete, and he'd cover that part. And I remember before the jump off, he's like, "You're as good as anyone, so just try and go win a medal. I watch you the whole time in the championship." So you need those people who would support you, and they genuinely mean it, if it makes sense. And my wife, literally, she's my best friend. We have a conversation about the sport, about how to grow. She understands the sacrifices that are coming up before the Olympics, and you need these kind of people around you. It definitely gives you calmer mind, better way to think, organize your life, even cover the distractions that would come your way.
Can you give me some specific examples of one or two athletes who said something that resonated with you, or someone who just inspires you in general?
Yeah, so in horse riding, McLean Ward, I think he mentioned an example once, and he was comparing the U.S. athletes, he's American, to the Irish athletes when it comes to riding, and he said, they'll eat meat for breakfast of how hungry they are to learn, and it's so true. I mean, we're coming from, in my opinion, Dubai and UAE, where we're a luxury country. Things can be easily handed out to you, but let's be honest, when it comes to the sport, you need to work hard, and be, having being spoiled could give you the mentality that you achieve things already, and to stay hungry is something really that resonated in that interview with McLean Ward. And I was like, you know what, we need to always be hungry, and we won the two medals, and I was like, that's done, in the archive. Let's think of the next goal, and athletes need to keep pushing themselves more and more, for sure.
I think it's interesting that you ride and compete, but you also teach. You must learn a lot also from teaching, right? Like training
Yeah,
others.
you have to do what you preach. So when I say something to my clients, to my riders, to my students, you have to live up to what you just said, and achieve the goals. When you're riding, we're competing in the same shows, and they see me every day. And if you're saying something and you can't back it up in competition, you will have them looking at you, and you're not good enough. You're not as good as you say. You're not doing the things you're telling us to do. So it puts a different kind of pressure.